So this video is going to be a little bit different. Usually when I make a video like this, I usually read out a script, I proofread, and then I read directly from the script. This video, we're not going to focus on the script. I do have like half the script written, but I'm not going to read directly from it. I'm just going to look at it because a lot of my ideas are written out in the script. And I'm just going to speak my mind and talk from the top of my head. This is inspired by a tweet I saw the other day saying, tip to YouTubers, if you're somebody who makes a lot of scripted content, just speak instead of writing the scripted content. So I figured let's try it out this way and see how it works. I'm probably going to miss a lot of things because naturally I can't say everything off the top of my head as I would if I were to write it down. But anyway, in this video, we're going to be talking about why Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee have so much hate surrounding them. It is honestly mind-blowing to me how much hate is surrounding this game. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and saying you're supposed to love these games, these are games you're supposed to love, but the vast majority of the hate that I see are from people who don't even have the game, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So this is also inspired by a tweet I saw from Hoodlum's Crafty the day, and he posted a screenshot of his comment section of a video he just uploaded. It was up for like 10 minutes, and people were already commenting saying, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were bad, and in the video he was talking about a potential sequel. And it sort of raised the question of, you know, how can people hate a game so much when they've never played it? Now, a lot of the criticisms are fair. A lot of the criticisms that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee have are they're quite different from older Pokemon games, as I'm sure you know if you played the games. There's no breeding, natures are non-existent. The whole Eevee/candy system is completely and totally different. It's a lot more like how it was in Gen 1. Nothing like how Eevees were for the past, like, what, 6 generations that we've had them. No held items, a lot of things like that. The fact that, what, like 800 Pokemon are just not in the game because you only have the original 150, a handful of the Alolans, actually all the Alolans, if I'm not mistaken, because they're all Gen 1 Alolans, aren't they? And then Melmetal and Melton. So the Pokemon pool is a lot slimmer. I believe it's around 175, don't quote me on that, give or take, of total Pokemon in the game versus the 800 plus that we have. So I do understand a lot of those criticisms. A lot of those criticisms were things that people were skeptical of leading up to the game, myself included, because I'm somebody who's been playing Pokemon since Pokemon Red, and I remember when I first heard about these games, I was really excited because this was finally the Switch Pokemon game we've been waiting so long for. It wasn't Pokemon Stars, it wasn't another Pokemon Sun and Moon on the Switch, which would have been, in my opinion, worse. It was an actual Pokemon game, and when the games were first revealed, we didn't really know much about it aside from the name, and we knew that it would be on the Switch and it would take place in Kanto. I don't know why, I had such a strong feeling that since the games would take place in Kanto, and since it was on the Switch, they would expand the Kanto region, potentially make some towns bigger, add some new towns, add some routes, because the Switch probably has that potential to do that. A lot of us were expecting some sort of Pokemon open world game, kind of like what Zelda with Breath of the Wild, how Breath of the Wild is quite different from older Zelda games and how the world is much more open. And even though Zelda games in the past were relatively open world, it's not nearly as linear as the older games. And I think a lot of people just sort of got their hopes a little bit too high for these games. And when it was revealed that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were more casual, more... One thing that I hate that people say is they say it's Pokemon Go 2. This is nothing like Pokemon Go. I don't understand that. You catch Pokemon like you do in Pokemon Go, but that's it. Like, you don't run around just catching Pokemon. You have an actual story, you have gym badges, you have Pokemon to train. You don't tap the battle. It's quite different than Pokemon Go. And I was skeptical of a lot of these things too, because I'm somebody who does a lot of battles for, like, I want to say a year and a half, maybe even 2 years straight. I streamed pretty much every single day doing Wi-Fi battles. So Pokemon battling is something that I like a lot. A lot of Pokemon fans, they have their little sector that they sort of stick to. Some people stick to just speedrunning. Some people stick to just constantly playing the game over and over again, doing Nuzlocke. Some people stick to shiny hunting. Some people stick to battling. And that was a big thing for me. So when I saw that the battling system would be different, I was definitely very skeptical. And once the game came out and I actually played it, I actually really enjoy it. This honestly might be one of my favorite Pokemon games, if not definitely top 3. Because before this, Platinum was my favorite, and I would probably put this top 3 right now. I'm going to be in the honeymoon stage right now because games are new and I just played them. But they are actually really good. And that's kind of my whole point to this video is, if you're somebody who's sitting there and you're hating on Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you got to ask yourself, 1, why are you hating on these games? And 2, have you played these games before? Because I personally do not understand how somebody could say a game is bad when they've never played it. I can understand being disinterested in a game and not motivated to purchase the game because of things you've seen online, because of reviews, because of screenshots of trailers, whatever. But to go out and say a game is bad just baffles my mind. The way I look at it is, if you're somebody who is a Pokemon fan, you've played just about every Pokemon game, you watch Pokemon videos on YouTube, you watch Pokemon live streams, you're so invested in Pokemon that you follow Pokemon YouTubers on Twitter and tweet about it and watch videos, you will probably like these games. That's just the way I look at it, because if you like Pokemon that much, you'll probably like the newest Pokemon game. I think another reason too why people are hating on these games is because it's on the Switch. Like I said earlier, the expectations for the Switch were a little bit higher, and I do feel like people seeing that it was essentially just a yellow remake on the Switch were a little bit turned off. And at the same time, I feel like a lot of the hate tends to be from a younger audience that just doesn't happen to have a Nintendo Switch yet. I know the Switch has been out for, what, like a year and a half now, but it's still pretty early on. If you were to compare it to X and Y when the 3DS came out, the 3DS came out, and I'm talking about North American launches, by the way. The 3DS came out in, I want to say it was early 2011, maybe February or March 2011, and then Pokemon X and Y came out in October of 2013. That was almost 2 years, like what, a year and 9 months that the 3DS was out versus Pokemon X coming out. So that gave people a pretty good amount of time to buy the games. It gave people 2 holiday seasons, basically, because you had holiday season 2011, holiday season 2012, which is when a lot of younger kids tend to get newer consoles and stuff like that. And if you were to compare it to the Switch so far has only had 1 holiday season in 2017. Right now, we're in one right now, so of course people could be getting in the future. But I feel that's another big thing people have to realize is a lot of people hating on these games tend to be little kids. Little kids tend to hate on what they can't or don't have, so that's a little bit more understandable. And I think another big reason why these games were hated on, even though people haven't played them yet, especially leading up to the release, is that they were different. Like I've been pretty much saying this whole video, you have no held items, you have no abilities, stuff like that, and people tend to not be the biggest fans of change. Even though people might say they want a game to change, they might say they want change, when you actually carry out that change, people tend to be a little bit hesitant on if they would like it or not. So basically what I want to say is, if you're somebody who is a Pokemon fan, and you have never played Let's Go Pikachu, granted, if you've never played a game in general, I don't understand how you could hate it and say it's bad. That's just my opinion, but to focus just on Pokemon, if you're a Pokemon fan, Let's Go and Eevee just came out, or Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee just came out, I should say, and you're skeptical, you think it's not going to be very good, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I have not seen a single person that has purchased this game regret it, and I've seen a lot of people buy these games. I've seen a lot of people comment about these games. I've been streaming these games, people talking in the chat how they love these games, and every single person I see bashing these games has not bought or played these games. So I'm not exactly saying if you're somebody who is skeptical about these games and you're not very interested in buying these games, you just go out and buy them anyway, and because you'll like them. I think you will like them, but don't go around saying that a game is bad if you've never played these games. Playing a game is an experience, and if you've never experienced an experience, you can't say that experience is bad. That was a lot of experiences in one sentence. So I don't know how long this video was. I've been recording for a little bit, and I kept tongue-tying myself. Kind of weird to not have a script. I feel like one of the biggest reasons why I don't like not recording with a script is because I feel like I'm going to miss so many things that I want to talk about, and I feel like I'm probably repeating myself a lot because I don't know exactly what I said until I go back and edit it. So if you enjoyed this type of thing, if you enjoyed more of a just me rambling, so to say, as opposed to an actual script where I speak word for word, let me know in the comments down below. I do think there are pros and cons. Some pros of just not having a script is you get a more genuine approach to what I'm saying, I should say. I'm not sitting here writing a script like I'm writing an essay for college. Granted, if I do sit here and write an essay like I'm writing an essay for college and I just speak word for what I wrote, you will see a more concise, more organized, and probably a longer video. Either way, I really am rambling. Let me know what you guys think of this topic. Do you think it's valid to hate a game, specifically Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, when you've never played it? Do you think that the hate is a little bit over-exaggerated? Have you guys bought the game and do you hate it? Because I have not seen somebody say that yet. I'd be really interested to hear that. If you bought the game and you don't like them, let me know. Either way, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time, and bye-bye.